What's up guys, welcome to Daily Refinement. My name is Chris. Thank you so much for joining me. In this video, I'm going to talk about something that really unlocked my ability to scale on eBay. So this might sound really strange, but it is one of those, this simple trick really tripled my business because it's true. So essentially what I did was I changed the way I think about how I approach my business. Instead of going, how do I want to make it easier for me? I started thinking about what does the customer want? I'll give you guys an example. In the morning call this morning, somebody asked, can you make a template list of every single category, every single item in eBay, and let us know how to write the title? And I've been telling you guys that I'm trying to switch away from the memorization type of teaching, where I just say, list 10 items, sell 10 items. Because people don't understand which 10 items to list, so they end up listing 10 garbage items and getting 0 sales and then getting mad at me. So now I'm asking why type of questions. What does the customer want? So we have a 2-hour-long conversation in our eBay white papers, and it's also a conversation that Tech outlines, actually his 2-hour conversation and lecture about how titles should be written. And it's in the point of view of how a customer wants to shop. So switching to what does the customer want when they're looking at a listing completely transformed my business, because all the questions that I get from people in the YouTube audience are always about them. They never really ask me, how do I serve my customer better? They always say, I want my schedule to be flexible. Me. I want my schedule to be flexible. I want to make money ASAP. I want to quit my job. The customer on eBay doesn't care that you want to quit your job. It has nothing to do with them wanting to buy a pair of socks. Asking what the customer wants will really transform the way you look at it. So I'll give you guys an example on the listing flow. This is sort of an advanced eBay video, so please smash the like button, consider subscribing, because this is the good stuff, right? And normally I normally have this only in my eBay white paper and my Facebook group mentorship, which is available at patreon.com/theresourcepodcast. But today I'm going to give you guys an overview, short form version of it, because it takes about 10 hours to explain this. So I'll give you guys my 10-minute version. A customer is going to want to look at a title that matches what they're looking for, right? A customer is also going to want you to draw their attention to the listing as they're scrolling. And the way to do that, there's a few different ways. You can do a bold title, you can do a subtitle, you can pay for promoted listings, and you can use a really good quality profile picture, first picture. That's really what the customer wants. They want to look at the best item on the page. They don't want to look through 20 garbage items. They want to just have one item that's exactly what they're looking for. If you heard what I just said and it unlocked eBay for you, then you're on the right track. If you heard what I just said and you don't get it, that means you're still thinking about yourself, because what the customer wants to look for, if you present that, you've done a perfect job. Photos, they're going to want to see every single angle of the item. And I think this is fascinating because eBay, when you're listing your first item, they actually give you some recommendations, and they say, use a high quality photo, but then they don't explain what that is. So I find that fascinating, because in the eBay white papers, we talk about what makes a quality photo, and it's pretty straightforward. It's just well lit every angle, pretty straightforward. You would think that eBay would say that, but they don't. So it's really funny because the way that eBay presents it, I think they're just trying to get people to list an item. They're not trying to get people to list an item to the best of their ability. So eBay then recommends you fill out as much, actually they don't, they just put the item specifics category in there. And this is the part that makes it really difficult for me. In the eBay item specifics, the app doesn't say enter in as much information that is accurate as possible. It doesn't say that. Literally, you can just make up every single item specific. You can put awesome, amazing, beautiful, gorgeous item. And that has nothing to do with the actual features of the item, the brand, the category, subcategory, color, features. Amazing, awesome, wild doesn't actually equal that, but you could do that and fill in all the different drop-down menus, and you would actually be rewarded by eBay with this blue lightning bolt, which makes you feel like you've done something. But what that lightning bolt actually does is it encourages eBay sellers to just make up things. But that's not how you actually succeed. You don't want to make up things. You want to do things that customers are actually looking for. So those drop-down menus are populated with things that people have actually typed in. eBay doesn't make up item specifics. They just use whatever is most commonly searched. That's why on a pair of jeans, boot cut, skinny, low rise, high rise, all these different features pop up in the drop down, not because eBay made them up, but because people actually type them in for the search. So far, hopefully this is making sense. Now, I'm not thinking about, oh, is it really worth my time to put something in the description if nobody reads it? Instead of that, you'll think, somebody might read the description, so I'm gonna recopy that information down there to make sure that customer who does read the description gets the information. Now, there is some caveats to that, because in our group, we have a $99 coaching tier on Wednesdays every other week, where you can have a little bit more in-depth time with us. And the lady asked, what about redundant information? Like if it's a book, it's a Tom Clancy book. Do I need to put Tom Clancy in the description if it's already in the title and already in the item specifics? And I personally don't think so, because that is redundant. That does not actually add value to the customer. If it's already in 2 places on the listing, then they already know who wrote the book. So that actually is redundant. So maybe you remove that information so that you save your customer time and they don't need to scroll through that because they already know what book it is. Plus, they probably typed in Tom Clancy in the title and this book popped up. So these are the types of things you need to be thinking about to get to the next level. And that's the only difference between a beginner and an expert, is an expert knows exactly what the customer is looking for. That's why collectors are generally very good resellers, because collectors know, I care about all the features, I want to know all the things, the date, the significance, the relevance, I want to know all that stuff. As you're going through now, the price, this one is like, hopefully this unlocks it for you guys. People always ask me, what do I price my item at to make $10? And that's not the right way to look at it. You need to look at what is the market yielding. Like if this item sells for $20, just because you want to make $100 doesn't mean that you can charge $120 for it. I see this is a big mistake that a lot of resellers do, is they just price based on how much money they want to make. And again, stop thinking about yourself. For me, once I got married, my income went way up because I stopped thinking about only me. So instead of me thinking about, I just want to get by, now it's 2 people trying to get by. Then I switched to, now we have a baby, so now it's 3 people getting by. So each time one of these things happens, you become accountable to somebody else and it becomes much easier. I haven't missed my mastermind call in 5 years because I'm accountable to other people. We're making videos right now. I'm using the time of the editor, the time of the videographer, the time of the SEO person. There's so many different people involved and you have to be courteous of everyone. So as you're thinking about everyone, your business starts to become a lot easier. So I try to think to myself, okay, if we're gonna do videography and editing, let's try and separate into 1 day videography, 1 day editing. That's easier. If I'm gonna be setting up resale, then I need to make sure the photography station is clean, ready to go, camera charged, extra battery, extra memory cards, extra everything. So that's why I recommend, this is gonna sound silly, but I have 2 wireless Rollo printers and 2 wired printers. Actually, I have 4 wired printers in case the 2 stations I have, if both printers stop working, we have 2 replacements ready to go. So I'm thinking about how frustrating it would be to be my shipper and the printer it doesn't work. That would be incredibly frustrating. So putting yourself in the shoes of others, your employees, your customers, your friends, your family, that's why you wanna be early. That's why you want to be on time. That's why you want to over-communicate. So over-communicate everything, right? Let people know extra. So instead of saying review all photos for defects, say in picture number 7, there's a small defect on the bottom right corner. Please make sure you review that before you purchase the item. Please compare my item with maybe an existing item that you like and see if it's a good fit. And if you do this, you do the extra steps to help your customers see your items, you're going to be really successful because most people don't do that. The actual eBay flow is just most people do a 4-word title. So they just go Banana Republic shirt, blue, large, right? That's not a very good title. It doesn't give the customer that much information. They scroll down, they fill out 2 or 3 item specifics. They add in 2 or 3 pictures that are just whatever. They price it at $24.99 because that sounds like a good number. They don't accept returns. They take 10 days to ship. That's like 90% of resellers. I know that those of you listening to my channel don't do that, but that's the majority of people just thinking about themselves. And you'll hear this saying like, I just want to get rid of it. Do you think your customer wants that? I just want an item that someone's just going to throw away. That's not how people want to be treated. So if you treat your items with the respect they deserve, your customers will pay you for the money you deserve for that item. So hopefully that was straightforward, guys. I don't know if you guys like these long form thoughts of mine where I'm just talking to the camera, but this is a different type of format. I appreciate you guys. So please smash the like button. Consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/theresourcepodcast. And we have an insane amount of resources in there. So I appreciate you guys. We'll see you next time.